Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and today I want to tell you guys to stop buying supplements because you think they make you natty. And that may sound weird, but that is actually one of the biggest selling points that the con artist supplement industry has pulled for decades. And that's to tell people, well, being not natty is bad. In other words, putting drugs into your body for the purpose of gaining muscle or losing fat's bad. But putting supplements into your body for the purpose of gaining muscle or losing fat is good, and it's still natural. Right? It's natural. And it's such a ridiculous selling point, but it works. And I mean, this got so bad that I think, what was it, about 10 years ago, 12 years ago? I forget the exact year at this point. You guys remember when Superdrol was an over-the-counter supplement? The FDA hadn't caught up with the whole pro-hormone thing and all of that, and so a bunch of designer steroids like Superdrol, which hadn't been fully classified because in clinical trials they decided they weren't useful for therapeutic purposes, right? They were tested, created by pharmaceutical companies, but this isn't really, the risk versus reward isn't here. So they just didn't get made into prescription substances. Well, there was some loopholes still in the laws, so in America, all the supplement companies started selling them as pro-hormones. But they weren't actually pro-hormones, were they? They were just straight up oral anabolics. Superdrol was one of them. Perfect example. How many natural pro bodybuilders were using it, admitting using it while claiming natural, because then the supplement industry did what? Well, they fund all the natural bodybuilding shows. Where do you think the money comes from for all that stuff? The supplement industry. So they're like, well, we're selling these, so, let's keep them as being natural. So most of the bodybuilding organizations then said, well, no, those aren't illegal. They don't require a prescription, and their pro hormones are over the counter. We're going to allow them. So we're not going to test for them. They're going to be allowed. And then all these guys were like, yeah, I mean, they're part of natural bodybuilding. But then now, what do we look at Superdrol as being one of the most powerful oral anabolics ever invented? Well, because the FDA finally caught them and said, hey, wait a minute, these aren't pro-hormones. These are literally the same stuff that we have listed as prescription, the same grade of products. These are illegal to sell now. They're felony. Right? Well, then, obviously, when that happened, the Bodybuilding Federations, because the supplement companies couldn't legally sell them anymore, which, by the way, a lot of them seem to have gotten rid of their stock of them that was surplus by mixing them into other supplements, so that people got good results on them and kept buying them when they kicked out new lines of products, because they had, hundreds of thousands of dollars of these raw materials still there that were illegal. They just filtered them into the as adulterants into the products. But you guys see where we're going with this? But it was considered natural because the industry said it was natural, because the industry could still legally sell it to you. So people need to keep in mind, with the supplement industries, they don't sell you things based upon whether they're a drug or not, or whether they even work or not. They sell them to you based upon whether they can legally sell it to you or not. And then the problem is they start defining what is natural. It's natural if they can legally sell it to you. Okay? And I want to be clear there. The moment in America the FDA ever deregulates oral anabolics and says, these are perfectly fine to sell over the counter, they will become part of natural bodybuilding. Again, they were already, a whole class of them were. Let's be very clear on that, because, well, as soon as the supplement industry can legally sell it to you without repercussions, they will, right there over the counter. Then, because they pay for those events, that's what's going to be classified as natural. And you will be considered a natural bodybuilder even if you admit to taking them. Okay, this is a problem, guys. So you guys see where we're going with this? How many people out there buy products because they believe they're natural? They want to have that natural tag. Well, they are buying all these things over the counter. Whether they work or not is irrelevant, because they believe that these are substances they can put into their body that will help them gain muscle or lose body fat. That's the exact reason people take PEDs. So if you're putting a substance into your body that is not normal food, right? It isn't normal food. Because you believe it will put 10 pounds of muscle on you, you're not natty. That's not natural. By the very definition, because the whole definition was to be against drugs. Well, if it's capable of doing that, it's a drug. So if you believe that a supplement is capable of doing what a drug can do, then in your mind you're taking a drug. But it's crazy because people will do these things and they're like, well, I'm natural, I'm drug free. But you're taking a substance that you believe has PED effects. Do you see where we're going? This is a problem. It's hypocritical. Look, and we can all be hypocrites at times, but we may not be aware that we're being hypocrites. This is one where people need to think about it. The supplement industry makes billions of dollars off selling people products that they promise drug-like effects from, while claiming they're natural. All right? And then everyone falls for it. And I'm not going to judge anyone. I mean, do what you want to do. But understand that you are being conned. You're being conned, especially if you actually believe it's morally correct. I mean, that's the real hypocrisy. If a person believes it's morally correct to not use performance-enhancing drugs, which are substances you put into your body for the purpose of gaining muscle, gaining strength, or losing body fat, right? But then they take a product just because it's over the counter still, currently, that they believe is a substance that helps them gain muscle, gain strength, or lose body fat. Then they're violating their own moral code. Just food for thought. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys next time.